We have the Kenya wildlife crime is governed by the Kenya Wildlife Conservation and Management Act. It's an act that was enacted in 2013, but it came into force in January 2014. So once it came into force, there are very stiff penalties in relation to wildlife offenses, but mostly, especially when you're found in possession of wildlife trophies, like as I told you before, when you're found in possession of wildlife trophies, the minimum fine you can have is 1 million Kenya shillings, which is equivalent to $10,000. So the court has the discretion. It will fine you 1 million. If you cannot pay the 1 million, you go to prison for 5 years. Or even you can have both. You can pay the fine and you can still go to prison. Then there is also Section 92 of the Wildlife Conservation Act, which deals with it's an offense on dealing in wildlife trophies. Dealing in wildlife trophies, if you're found guilty of the offense of dealing in wildlife trophies, the minimum fine, the fine is 20 million. 20 million comes to about, is it 200,000 US dollars, or life imprisonment. But the judge also, the magistrate also has the discretion to ask you to pay the 20 million and also to serve life imprisonment. So you see, these penalties are very stiff. And ideally, it is just to deter poachers from using Kenya as a transit point for wildlife trophies. Yes. We have these 3 Vietnamese who are being held at Athi River Prison. What is the offenses that was applicable to them is the one under Section 95 of the Wildlife Conservation Act. This one is specifically being in possession. So the offense is being in possession of wildlife trophies. Yes. So, but there is one in committee who was charged because of he was found with raw wildlife trophies. Raw wildlife, not ideally trophies, but it was raw. So he was charged with being in possession with wildlife trophies, and he was also charged with dealing in wildlife trophies. Yes. So, but ideally he's always being in possession because most of them come from other countries, pass through Kenya as a transit point, carrying the trophies, they end up being arrested. Yes. What ideally happens is once you are convicted in court, you are convicted, either you're given the option of a fine or you're convicted and taken to prison. If you're given the option of a fine, if you have the money, you just pay the money to court. Once the money is paid, then you are free. Yes, you just pay the money in court. Once you pay the money, then you have paid your fine. So the prison authorities have no use of keeping you in prison more. So ideally, as long as you have paid your fine, then you are a free person. Yes. But mostly these days, most of them, after they pay the fine, they are deported to the country. Yes, so they cannot stay in Kenya. They have to go to their country immediately.
Prisoner here?
The Vietnamese prisoners, the ones in Athi River, what I can say about them is ideally these 3 men, all of them came from Angola. They were working as casual laborers in Angola. The salary is too little. And I can tell you for sure, most of the 3 of them, when they were arrested, they did not know that it is wrong. Like one of them just had 1 bangle, a small bangle. Yes, another one had 5 bangles. Another one just had a pendant, you see. So ideally they don't know. And you can see that maybe they are just buying these trophies as souvenirs, you see. So they reach Kenya, they're arrested. We have to explain to them that now it is wrong to have this. They were shocked. They were shocked, but they accepted that they had it, and the court had to give them the fine. But you see, they come from very poor families, so they cannot pay.
Yes.
That is why they have to be in prison. And it is very unfortunate. It is very, very unfortunate. Because ideally they don't know. And we have tried. Initially I had tried with the Embassy of Vietnam to even try and look for people who can just, even non-governmental organizations, even in Vietnam, who can help them. So that they just pay for them, because they are not, I cannot say they are criminals. They are not criminals. They are very innocent. They were just found on the wrong side of the law at the wrong time. So ideally, even you people, if you can even use some non-governmental organizations to just come and assist them, or even people in Vietnam to come and assist them and pay their fine, so that they go back and join their families. I'm very sure their families are missing them so much. Yes, so it is, and I know they have children, they have wives, they have people who depend on them. So my prayer to you is maybe if you can try and see how they can get out of the prison. They are really suffering, as I can see. Yes.